The United States has presented a controversial plan to end the Russia-Ukraine war. The 28-point plan, which foresees significant concessions from Kiev, has been met with reaction from Ukraine. What is the stance of the Crimean Tatars regarding the future of Crimea, the approach of the international community and this plan? We will discuss the details with Mustafa Abdülcemil Kırımoğlu, the national leader of the Crimean Tatars. Mr. Kırımoğlu, thank you for accepting our interview. First of all, it is claimed that in the draft US peace plan, Crimea is shown on the map as belonging to Russia. What do you think the consequences of the approach will be for the Crimean Tatar people, Ukraine's territorial integrity and international law?
I have in my possession Trump's 28-article peace agreement draft. The first article starts with a statement of good intentions. It says that the sovereignty of Ukraine will be confirmed in the first article. However, the majority of the remaining 27 articles are clearly contrary to the principle of Ukraine's state sovereignty. Probably in the modern world, a draft agreement that so openly and arrogantly violates international law norms and is so shameful has never been seen. As a result, this situation poses a great danger to the Crimean Tatars, especially the Crimean Tatar people. If Crimea remains under Russian occupation, the Crimean Tatar people face the danger of being wiped off the face of the earth in the near future. Until now, after the 1944 genocide and deportation, we fought for 50 years to return to our homeland. Now, after the occupation, thousands, even tens of thousands of our people will again be forced to leave their homeland and move to Ukraine's mainland, free regions, or other countries. This process will continue. In fact, it is already continuing. People are leaving their homeland one after another. Those who do not leave, especially the youth, will become like zombies under Russian propaganda. Because there is intense propaganda and everything else is banned. Only Russian propaganda is allowed. In such a situation, the nation faces the danger of being erased from the face of the earth.
Ukraine President Zelensky said, "We are under intense pressure. We will either lose our honor or our greatest ally." In your opinion, what does this situation indicate regarding the applicability of the plan for the Crimean Tatar people and its relation to international support?
I believe that Ukrainian people will choose to preserve their honor. Implementing such a peace agreement will have the most devastating consequences for the indigenous people of Crimea, namely the Crimean Tatars. After Russia's occupation of Crimea in 2014, the region turned into an environment of fear and repression. Political and religious pressures on the Crimean Tatars, along with arrests, searches, torture, abductions, and killings have been far more severe than the political repression in Russia. Therefore, if Crimea is not freed from the occupation, the Crimean Tatars are at risk of complete erasure from the map within a few decades. For this reason, of course, not all of Ukraine will accept this draft agreement, and the most opposed will be Crimean Tatar people. Zelensky described his response to the plan as "the day I swear to the Ukrainian constitution to protect the interests of my people." In the context of the Crimean Tatar people's interests, this stance provides significant protection.
Zelensky defined the day he would respond to the plan as "the day I will swear an oath to the Constitution of Ukraine and protect the interests of my people." How do you assess this stance in the context of the interests of the Crimean Tatar people? Do you think this plan provides sufficient guarantees for protecting the rights of your people?
This means that as the Ukrainian state and its president, Ukraine will make every effort and fight to preserve the territorial integrity of the country. The views of the Crimean Tatars are the same. In fact, since Ukraine declared independence in 1991, the sixth president, Zelensky, has been the one who has done the most to uphold the rights of the Crimean Tatars. For example, he recognized the Crimean Tatars as a fully entitled people of Ukraine and passed several laws to ensure their rights are protected.
kabul etti.
Bu planın
Could this plan have tangible effects on the security, political rights, and future of the Crimean Tatars living in the Russian-occupied Crimea?
olabilir mi?
Of course, this opens a clear path for the Russians. It means you can do whatever you want. Crimea is now Russian territory. It is your land.
Uluslararası
How could the reaction of the international community and especially Turkey to this plan play a role in the course of the Crimea issue?
oynayabilir?
Büyük
Turkey could play a very significant role, but it needs to be more active. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has consistently stated at every Crimean platform and various meetings that Russia's occupation of Crimea is not recognized and will never be recognized. This is very important for us. But beyond that, practical steps are also needed. Ukraine, as our closest neighbor, friend, and brotherly country, expects support.
bekliyoruz.
Kırım Tatar
Which elements of the plan do you think are lacking, and what must be added to achieve a fair solution that meets the real needs of the Crimean Tatar people?
Aslında bu
In fact, those who drafted such an agreement should be taken to the court because it violates international law and it's a completely pro-occupation project. Therefore, this article needs to be amended or changed. It cannot be accepted as it is. Not only we, but also European countries have stated this. If such an agreement is made, it will pose a great danger to the global order.
kaydettiler onlar.